This is a big milestone for our family. Our daughters are officially both going to be enrolled in Italian school.
Benvenuto a te, a te, benvenuto a te, a te.
In this video, we're going to be sharing what the process has been like in preparation for school, how our girls are doing,
Love you.
And share some of the differences, and I would even say culture shocks that have came in this process. But if you're new here, a little introduction. We're an American family that moved abroad 4 years ago. We first moved to Germany, where we spent almost 3 beautiful years there. We absolutely loved our time. After that, we did what many would say is crazy and moved our family to Japan. We didn't know it when we moved, but our time there would only last for 1 year. That was because an opportunity opened up for us here in Italy, and we honestly couldn't pass it up. So here we are. We've been here for over half a year, and we're doing our best to integrate into the local community. During our time in Germany and Japan, our oldest daughter, Willa, was also integrated into the local community. So she attended German kita and kindergarten, and then she also attended a Japanese yochin. If you haven't seen those videos, be sure to check those ones out, as it provides a lot of context to what our experience abroad has been regarding childcare. Like I said, this is a really big milestone for our family, and one of the reasons for that is because Willa is going into 1st grade. This is a big jump for her, as she's going to be starting traditional public school. She's really excited to start learning how to read and write in Italian. She's picked up a lot of the language, but we're excited to see what she learns this year. Here in Italy, they call 1st grade to 5th grade Scuola Primaria. So these are going to be kids ages 6 to 10 years old that are attending Scuola Primaria. Our youngest daughter, Noah, is going to be attending childcare for the first time ever. She's 2.5 years old. And it's really bittersweet as a parent, especially me as a stay-at-home mom currently, to send her away, let her fly her wings, and experience the world. I'm so excited for her, and also I've really loved having her home with me. But I know, especially with her past experience with Willa, that she is going to thrive, and her world is about to change a lot. She's going to be attending Scuola Materna, which is typically for the kids ages 3 to 5-year-old. It's essentially like preschool in the USA, where it's focused on social skills, play-based learning, and for us, it's a huge thing for language learning. This has been the key factor of Willa's Italian language learning journey, and I just die at the thought of Noah speaking Italian. It is going to be so cute, and I can't wait to see the sisters talking in Italian together. Having them integrated into the public school system is very, very important for our family. I already touched on the language learning aspect, but I'd also say that it's huge for us in making friends and having them learn more about the Italian culture, participating in the festivals that they throw at the school and in the Scuola Materna. Also, we absolutely have loved the school lunches. Willa loved her mensa. Mensa is basically the school lunch. It's made right on site with fresh and local ingredients. Willa oftentimes has said that we just cannot make polenta the same way that they do at school. We've tried, you guys. We have tried, and it does not live up. But I mean, what can you expect? I didn't honestly expect that I'd ever be able to. Hopefully one day I can learn some of the tips and tricks. Not just here in Italy, in Germany and Japan, there's been a lot of amazing experiences that have come because we chose to enroll our kids in the local community. I will say this though, as Americans who are here because Tanner works for the US government, we have the opportunity to have our kids enrolled on the US base. And I will toot the horn just a little bit and say that I'm very proud of us for not choosing to do that route. Because honestly, choosing to do it the local way for us is difficult, and we're going to talk about some of the surprises that have come with it. Obviously, there's a bit of a language barrier throughout the whole process, but each country does things differently, and I would even say each private organization does things differently. Like Willa was in a private yochin. That's very, very common. Almost all of the Japanese kids are enrolled in a private yochin, where she had uniforms and a huge long list, like a book, literally a booklet of the rules and steps prior to her attending. There's a lot of things we had to do. In Germany, we didn't have anything as such, but it had different rules than even here in Italy.
Many of you might be wondering what surprises there have been throughout this whole process of registering, getting supplies, communicating. So we're going to break down some impressions that we've had. First off was just a few weeks ago, we got thinking it's getting closer to school and we haven't heard anything. We don't know what supplies we need to get. We don't even know if there's the definitive schedule school, I decided to email like the school district, and this was basically their response, that there would be an upcoming meeting sometime before school started, like a week or so before school started, and there they would give you the list of materials that you would need, etc. This honestly came by as like a surprise for us, because in the States, we grew up having several weeks before school started, you would get a list like with the teacher. I guess, at least for me, you would get like a packet in the mail that would have a list of the teacher and your classmates in there. And then it would also have like a list of any supplies that you would need. Once we heard it was just going to be like a week before school started, we thought that's a really long time to wait to let people know what they need to get. And so Risa posted on Instagram and asked people if this was pretty normal to have such like a late notice of what supplies you needed. And many people said yes. I think it depends on the region, of course. Probably the same like in the States. Some people, they don't know until right before school, and others have like a month to be all ready. So fast forward to last night, we sat down with the teachers and the other parents at the school meeting. This was kind of intimidating for Risa and I. For one, it was 100% in Italian, like most things should be, as you would expect. We're in Italy, right? But every other school meeting that we've gone to, there's been at least one teacher or parent that speaks English well enough where we've been able to have them kind of translate or at least break through, you know, some of the language barriers there. But last night, it was 100% in Italian, which, looking back, it was initially a bit overwhelming because you just miss contextual pieces of a conversation. And so Risa would be leaning over and saying, "What are they saying?" And I would like be trying to, you know, interpret and also pay attention. And I didn't catch everything. For one, there are different ways to speak, and some people's accents are stronger than others, and some people's voices are quieter, and so bad on us, but we sat all the way in the back. It was far enough away that sometimes it was hard to hear. But overall, we left that meeting kind of feeling like, oh my gosh, we're starting this, like our oldest is starting first grade. It's kind of a crazy time to think how different it is from going to like a daycare, preschool, kindergarten kind of setting to now they're going to be having structured classes. It's just like a new chapter in our lives that makes us really excited, and it's, you know, it's navigating new ground. So there's a sense of like nerves that come with it as a parent, but we know that she's going to do amazing, and it's going to just take a few days to get used to the different changes. I also want to make note that after the meeting was done, we went up to the teachers and explained our situation. You know, we're Americans, we've been here for several months now, and our daughter is learning Italian quite well, but she is going to have, you know, obviously questions, and there's going to be new words. And so they seemed very supportive about it. One thing I wanted to touch on is that her class will be doing a shortened schedule. I think they're going to be doing just shy of 30 hours, about 27 hours. Which honestly makes us really happy because it's just a really long time to have a kid be in class from 8 until 4 or 8 to 3 even. And so it's actually really nice that she'll be having that shortened schedule. That being said, it is a little surprising that they don't offer lunch. Yeah, that was kind of a surprise that we found out last night, is that the lunch program is only for like the older, or like the secundaria. So this is not the first group of elementary kids, but the second group. They will be staying at school a lot longer, and so they will have mensa or lunch. But rather than having lunch, she's going to have 2 snack times or merende. And this is going to be different for us because it's still long enough that she'll be going past her normal lunchtime, but hopefully having those 2 snacks brought from home will be, you know, enough. This week has kind of been like get all of the school items ready week. We had that meeting, like I said, last night, and then today was actually Noah's very first day going to her like preschool childcare. Okay, open your eyes. Surprise, sweetie. Happy first day of school, baby.
Are you gonna learn Italiano?
Noah, ti amo.
Ciao. Love you.
This one is hard. Okay, they all are hard. Held it together. She is so confident, huh, Willa? She's so excited. From when she woke up right until when Tanner was pulling away with her, she has just been the most excited. She is just been waiting for this day for a long time, seeing Willa go and her wanting to go. Like, this has been a long time coming. I'm just feeling the emotions because she's our baby and this is a big moment for her. But I have all the confidence. She's literally, I mean, you guys saw, she's just so excited. We told her that Daddy got to go with her today because it was 2 hours, and she said, no, go by myself. So that is Noah in a little nutshell. She's our independent, fierce baby girl who is just going to take on the world, just like her older sister.
She has been the cutest little thing, always saying, I want to go scuola. And, you know, really excited because she would always see Sissy go to school and she would always be sad that she couldn't go. And so Risa and I decided that today I would go with Noah on her first day. Honestly, all morning she was super excited to get ready to go and got her backpack, all of her little snacks, change of clothes, everything. And when we pulled up into the parking lot of her school, she was like very clingy, didn't want to go, and said, I don't want to go. But as we got in there, she got to see the other kids playing. She went to play with like the little toy kitchen, like the little playgrounds and stuff that they have. And I would say it was a pretty good success. Although she was definitely ready to go a little over an hour into it. She was ready because she was hungry and tired. So I'm interested to see how tomorrow will go because, you know, they're not going to allow the parents to be there for more than just a few minutes. So that can be kind of like their first day, you know, having a few hours there just with the kids and the teachers. Once Noah and I finished up at our school, we actually just drove down the street and we went to the cartoleria, which is the stationery store to buy all of Willa's supplies because we got the list the night before. We found out we were a few days behind on ordering one of the materials for Noah's like lessons and stuff, like the math, geography, science, etc. So we were able to order that there, and the best part of this whole scenario was I had the list, and because it is very common for like the parents to go with the same list, the lady already had a different copy of someone else who had brought their child and got all of the supplies in there, and she went through the entire list and got all of the supplies for me. It was super helpful, and I know that this might sound a little silly, but honestly it would have taken me probably about 30 minutes to get all of those supplies, and it took her like 5 to 10 minutes to get it all. But I feel like it was honestly a super smooth experience. How could it not be? They practically did everything for me, so it was fun. Noah was playing with the little pens. They're super popular here. I will try to put like a picture of them. I can't remember the name, but like our friends from Germany, their son also really loved having these types of pens, and they're kind of a big deal here in Italy as well. Is this like big all over Europe? Is it big in the States? I don't know. You'll have to let us know in the comments if that's the case, but they're pretty cute. So Noah was playing with one of those while we were waiting, and overall it was a really good experience. One other thing that Risa and I have been trying to do as we talk about our girls going to school, getting them prepped mentally and emotionally, has been to try and make something special for them, like going to school, because it is a big step for both of them. Like, it's a big step for our family that they'll be going to school. Risa will be having several hours during the day by herself, and I'll have the chance to interact with them and take them to school. And coincidentally, last night after we were going to the teachers meeting at Willa's school, Risa and I decided to go out to dinner, and then we were walking past like a street stand of a street vendor, and they were selling some cute bracelets, and I walked past and said, this is a perfect idea. Both of our girls love jewelry, and we found 2 bracelets like with little flowers on it, colorful little beads, and we thought this is perfect. And so hopefully for them it can be like a good way to transition into the new school year.
Okay, you can open it.
Wow! Beautiful. It fits me even better than Noah's.
Siamo pronti a cominciare, che gran festa si farà. Benvenuto a te, a te, benvenuto a te, a te.
Well,
I'm a mess.
we just had the very first experience dropping Willa off at first grade, and Risa has to go and say, can you imagine having her graduate? And I'm like, oh my gosh, we're just starting first grade
Well,
here.
we're just driving home from it, and I'm like, so emotional. Because I'm like, she's just getting so big, and I just feel like the passage of time is really hitting me. Clearly I'm emotional. So then I was like, I can imagine my people homeschool, and then I was like, can you imagine what I'm like on graduation day?
And that
so it just escalated.
And that almost set me off too, so I'm just like, we're taking it one day at a time here. But this morning was really special, at least we hope so far right now as she's in class and getting to know the teachers and all the new kids. For us to be there around what seems like a very tight-knit community, it was really special to see, you know, other parents, you know, crying a little bit, like, showing and feeling the emotion, just, you know, showing their kids like a lot of love. I think that's pretty common for Italians to like just show and really love on their kids, and like, you know, they're expressive towards showing their affection.
Obviously we don't know a ton of the community, but the ones that we've been able to get to know more through Scuola Materna, those individuals that we knew, it was so cute because they'd come up to Willa, and rather than like a hug, it was like kind of like
Just like a soft like brush.
Like a hi, you know, like I feel like it was like a very endearing like maybe we're not close enough to give a hug, but like this is like kind of my affection as like a friend, a parent's friend, you know? And that was just really sweet. I feel like I had never seen that. We had some close friends in Germany that felt comfortable to hug eventually, but like I didn't see that as much in Germany, and in Japan, not at all.
Yeah.
And then there were tears, like the older class of the school sang for the younger class, and it broke me when they started like pointing. Yeah, I was just very emotional and still am, so it was just like so sweet to like have such a warm welcome. Feels like a close-knit community. It's nice for us to already go in knowing some of the families, and Willa was so excited to see her friends, like all of them. She was just so excited, and I think she's gonna do really awesome.
Yeah. One thing that we were a little behind on is getting a backpack for Willa that was like, you know, her size. For all of her materials, and so we had ordered one just a few days ago, and we showed up and like 3/4 of the kids had like the 3 wheels backpacks, like suitcase backpacks.
The brand 7. I made sure to look. They were like all the same brand.
And they honestly look like a really great alternative to having so much weight on the back, especially since they have a lot of materials, but their bodies are still just so small that like it's like probably not good ergonomically for the kids. Either way, Willa apparently wanted this one before, but we didn't know that it was like a thing that kids got.
I was like, I think this is like a travel one.
Almost all of her friends had one.
Yeah.
So we'll be returning the other one and getting
well,
her one,
she was using like an old backpack today. Because even the one that we ordered that didn't have wheels wasn't here. So, anyways. Obviously, if we could have been a little ahead, that might have like helped. Just some of those, they're not big deals. We're not prioritizing how we look or like how, you know, we don't want her to be concerned about how her appearance or how her backpack is. But obviously when it's a new language, a new school, a new thing, like having some of those things that just kind of like fit in helps. And unfortunately that wasn't the case. She was like the one with like the old scrawny recycled backpack.
It was fine. It was good.
But that's okay. And she honestly still handled it like a champ, and she knows their backpack's gonna be coming. And I think she was just so happy to see her friends, which was great. Noah, on the other hand, today, we're 4 days in now? 3?
3. It was probably the harder day. I thought it would be nice to have Willa help walk her into her old school, say hi to her teachers, and, you know, then leave. But Noah was, I think, confused that Willa wasn't staying and was pretty sad. And then she went and hid inside of the little indoor play thing that they had. But the teachers did tell me, they said she has done that the last few days as well. She'll just have a few moments by herself underneath there, and then eventually she comes out and then just, you know, wants to be held or hold the hand of the teacher while she watches the other kids play. So it's a little hard to hear because obviously that means that she's not comfortable yet. And we understand that. Like, I think that's pretty common for kids to experience at some level, some or more than others. And, you know, right now, especially since it's pretty much all in Italian with one of the teachers helping out with English, like it's going to take some time. So we're hopeful for her that it's just more, she gets to make a friend, she gets to play with the dolls and the toys and really get to feel more comfortable. But today was probably the hardest day for her.
Today is her first day having lunch, so I think she will enjoy that. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, obviously you're seeing me emotional, but I feel like when we're with our kids, I mean, I did get emotional when they were singing at the school. Willa didn't see it though. Like, we're trying to,
It's
at least
okay,
me.
though.
Yeah, I'm not trying to hide my emotion, and also I know that like my energy is going to affect our kids. So like when it's drop off for Noah, it's like, oh, this will be so much fun. Like, I know you can do it, you know, like trying to do that kind of a thing. And I do, like, if they know that we believe they can do that, I think with our experience, like, they can, you know, and Willa has. So now it's just Noah's turn to kind of start this new, you know, her world is opening up to her again. I think I've said that at the beginning of the video. So this is just like those growing pains. And growing pains for me of like watching both of our babies be in school and starting their journey. Okay, turn the camera.
Here we are 2 weeks later. The girls have been going to school for 2 weeks, and it's kind of hard to believe. But both of them honestly are adjusting amazingly. It hasn't come without tears. It hasn't come without hard moments. Practically every single morning, it seems like Willa's like, I don't want to go to school. I don't want to go to school. And by the time we pick her up in the afternoon, she doesn't want to go home. So we know that she's really having a good time. I will say, to be honest, she has had moments where she's told us that she just doesn't understand what they're saying. And when we talk with her, it's like, do you understand most of it? But there are some new words, and that's ultimately what it comes down to. Of course, we're not there. We don't understand everything fully that they're asking her, but as the days have gone by, she seems more comfortable. She seems like she's learning those new words and what they mean. And we've also told her to just tell the teacher you don't understand. Tell her you need to know what that new word means and that you're learning. So I think she's done an amazing job so far. And it seems like she's very happy to be there. In fact, yesterday, on our way up here, today we're visiting the beautiful Lake Como with Risa's grandparents. And yesterday she worked on her first homework activity where she would color in some different squares to follow a pattern. So it was kind of fun. Not sure how much homework they'll be having this year, but it was fun to hear that she had like a little at-home activity that she could work on. With Noah, we knew it was going to be a little bit of an adjustment, but yesterday she honestly did amazing. And it was her first day where she wasn't crying. It's kind of hard to say that, but it's pretty normal from our experience and from talking to the other parents. It's pretty normal for their kids to, be reluctant to go for the first time. And that was the case for us with both of our kids. But Noah yesterday, she didn't cry, visual tears. I'm sure she was still sad. But Risa definitely cried after dropping her off. So Noah didn't cry, but Risa did. out of joy, happiness, also kind of sad about the passing of time. But that's life. Every day the kids are getting bigger and just new chapters in their lives. It's always an adjustment, but something that we love. We've loved watching both of them step into this role, step into this circle of new community and friends, and we're loving the community that we're building already. So there you go, everyone. Thank you so much for joining. This has been our little recap of our first few weeks of Italian school. We're first grade, and where both our girls are, attending school and being really integrated into the community. It's going to be an amazing way for us to connect with others and hopefully have lasting friendships.